What is going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are looking at Bitcoin today. Bitty Bitcoin, man. Looking at it right now, I've actually been talking to some of my friends in crypto, and I kind of have made a claim that I do think that we are going to go lower. In my last video, I actually even said that I think that we're going to go lower. We haven't seen the retracements that I'm looking for yet. We did go a little bit, below 30K here, but I do think ultimately we go lower than this. You can see it in the volume, right? We're dying off. We've had a spectacular run up, a very spectacular, most spectacular run up that we've seen since March. So spectacular that it made me flip bullish, literally from a bearish standpoint. We took out our lower high structure. I think that we're in a zone where it could look like a double top, right? If maybe especially if we go on the weekly basis here, it could look like a double top. And I think seeing a retracement from here, going to a healthy retracement, a healthy pullback, I think that would make people bearish. And let me see here. I gotta move I like that. I don't know. And ultimately, I think, maybe some people put in shorts and that'll just fuel us to go higher. I don't think this move is over. I don't think that this was the top. I think, maybe for the day, maybe for like the next couple days, maybe even for the rest of the week, it's the top. But I do think in this, like in the coming week to, 2 weeks, I do think that we go higher than this. But first, what I'm looking for would be a move down to the 236 or more likely the 382, which would be right around $28,300. I haven't bought into Bitcoin yet. I am sidelined at the moment. I think from about like 26 or 27K, maybe it was here. Maybe it was at like 28K that I flipped bullish. I was starting to get worried whenever we closed the week here. Whenever we closed it on the 12th, which was 10 days ago. So I guess that's there at like 26.3K because this happened. We had to bounce off the 50. Closing there, bouncing off the 50, I did say that would lead to a minimum in all of Bitcoin's history, a minimum of a 25.2% move. And we have seen very close to that. We have seen a 24.5% move. This could be the smallest move that we've ever seen in Bitcoin's history. It is possible. It is completely possible, but I doubt it. I think that we do move higher. If we're looking at the price on a daily perspective, we are in the overbought zone. Anytime that we've been in the overbought zone, in the coming week, we have seen prices climb, whether it's dramatically higher or slightly higher, they do climb. So I don't think that this move is over. And in fact, I would expect that whenever we take this high out at 31, basically 31K, when we take that high out, I think that we're going to see the extensions from anywhere from 33 to 35.7 thousand very fast. And the area that I'm actually thinking we go to is this 1414, right around 34.1K. I do have my buy order set right now at I think I have it at $28,469. That's where I have my buy order at. That is just below this 618 here, and I feel it's just above it. Is it just above it? It's just below the 618, but it's just above this high here. So I feel very comfortable with that. I'm going in with not all of my money, but just a decent part of my portfolio. I would say 20%. Yeah, probably about 20% of my portfolio. I have about a 20% buy set up down here. Maybe just under 20%, but yeah, something like that. Putting that kind of money down, I'm fairly confident that we do go up from here. And that's what I'm expecting. That's definitely what I would expect, is that we come down and then we come up, yada yada yada. Looking at the daily again, this long-term RSI, the long-term RSI here, we broke above the 50, which is definitely bullish. We love, we didn't break above the 50. We bounced off the 50, which is bullish. We are above the purple line. Bouncing off this 50 while being below the purple line should have been a clear buy signal. And I went against that. I think I even made a video where I said I'm going against my own buy signal here because it looked like we were rejecting it. I was definitely bearish down here. I was bearish all the way, all the way through this basically. But, I wasn't bullish basically until we got that weekly bounce off the 50 and we got this daily bounce off the 50 here. I don't think I made an official statement that I was bullish until maybe this day. I think it might have been this day. But I started to get the vibe that things were going to go bullish on these coming days here. Right now, again, being in the overbought territory, I'm not concerned. I don't think this means that we're going to reject from here immediately. I think this does mean continuation. Anytime we've gotten overbought, first get overbought here, we climbed up in the days to come. We first got overbought here, climbed up in the days to come. We first got overbought here, we climbed up in the days to come, the weeks to come even, This is a rejection off the overbought. I wouldn't count that, but, we can go back further. Here you got overbought. This was the day you first entered the overbought zone. The day before you were slightly below it, so right here. And then, the next day technically you climbed higher, but then, it did go higher afterwards. This is, I guess, a more poor example, but I do remember this day actually on the 4 hour you had pretty significant bearish divergence. And at the moment we do actually have, on the 4 hour, we do have bearish divergence. We have triple bearish divergence. You can see it here. And I actually, earlier today, I wanted to make a video earlier today as I noticed this, but I was unable to. I'm trying to go to my Twitter here. I got notifications. I want to go home. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah. Is this is on Pepe. Pepe. A short here could be well placed, still waiting for lower prices at 30,122. That's where I made it. That's because I did see that we had the bearish divergence, but I think actually we went a little bit higher there, right? Is that the... No, we didn't go a little bit higher. That was this candle here. So, okay, we don't have 3 drives of bearish divergence, but we do have 2 drives of it. And, I would say that this automatically, to me, would imply, especially with the 4 hour close below here, this would imply that we do see at least some form of a retracement down. If we look from bottom to top here, measure with the fib, you take the low, you go to the high. From bottom to top, I would expect, especially, wow, rejecting the 0.069, I would think that we at least see prices at the 236, but ultimately I think that we're going to go to the 382. I do expect prices to hold here. If they don't, then I would expect it to hold at the 618. But again, ultimately, I don't think this move is over just yet. On the 4 hour, you can see that volume is dying off, but on the daily here, we have had pretty significant volume the past couple days. Even this day where there was no price action, we had above average volume that was still pretty significant in this general overall scheme of things. For a very small candle, that was pretty significant volume, I'd say. And yeah, I would expect a little bit of a pullback here, and then ultimately we go higher. Let's see. Maybe on the 1 hour, there's some other stuff that we can see. Volume is still dying off. We're in this zone. Whenever you see volume kind of die off like this, right, you're getting declining volume and you're in a zone like this. That just means you're in a range. Whenever you break this range to the downside or the upside, that's whenever you'll start to see your volume coming back in again. Generally, it doesn't have to happen that way, but that's like an ideal. That's kind of what's normal, something to expect. I do think that we are going to waver off here. You can see where this sideways action is definitely different. Besides the fact that it's longer, you can see that here we were holding our higher lows and building higher highs. Even with these bearish candles, we still maintained higher lows. We're here, lower lows on a closing basis. We even have a bearish engulfing candle here. We had a higher high on a closing basis, but it really just was bullish or a bearish divergence, dramatic bearish divergence actually, and we're below the 50 now on the 1 hour. Yeah, I do think that this thing wants to go lower. I wonder if we look at the ribbon here, MA exponential ribbon. On the 1 hour, it doesn't look bad. It does look like it wants to go beneath it. We are getting sucked into it, and generally, whenever we see this kind of price action, I would expect that we go below it, which would put us below 29,500. Probably. It doesn't have to happen, but again, I would expect that. If we went down here below this line here, breaking this low here, I would think that we would see some form of an extension. Wow. I do think we'll see an extension off of this. We're respecting the 618, which is nice. We might go up to the 236, find resistance there. We could even go up to the 0.069, all the way up at $30,200. Maybe we go that high, maybe we don't, but one way or another, I think that we will break this 618 on the next pass, and we will probably very likely see extensions anywhere from 29,400 to 29,144, or potentially lower. And I mean, ultimately, I do think actually it goes lower. You know, the ribbon on the 4 hour, we're very far away from it. You know, just testing it once. I'm sure we see some kind of a bounce here at 29.1, 29.2. As you know, as the hours go by, as these candles build, this will continue to climb. So maybe we see a bounce around like 29.4 even, or 29.3. But I would bet kind of like this 1 hour here, where we bounced off it a little bit and then slowly we're getting sucked into it. I bet we kind of see something like that, if not a more dramatic drop into it. But I wouldn't expect on the 4 hour that we go below this ribbon, at least not on the first pass. You know, that would take time. And if we were to go below this, I would say that the move that I'm expecting, it's not my move, it's Bitcoin's move. The move that I'm calling for that takes us up to about 34.1K. You know, I would expect that that might not happen if we continue to move sideways like this for a long time. If we get sucked into this 4 hour ribbon, if it looks like we're going to go below it, I would, you know, change my stance. But at the current moment, I think Bitcoin looks healthy. I think it looks fine. I think that this is just a normal little like consolidation phase. It doesn't even have to go as low as I'm thinking it does. And, you know, if we hold this structure, if we do get higher highs, higher lows, and we continue to slowly build our way up, if I'm going to refresh the page here. If on the 4 hour chart we get, you know, we maintain these high levels in the RSI, at least above the 50, but ideally above the 60 would be nice. But as long as it's above the 50, you know, if we can maintain strong levels in the RSI, we don't have to move down. But that would take time. That would really take time to kind of identify. And we've had a little bit of time up here, but I think we're going to have a little bit more, and hopefully maybe to the downside. And then one more move up before having a longer bout of consolidation, which could last anywhere from weeks to like a couple months, a month and a half, something like that. But we're not there yet, so we'll see. The way this looks to me, just from the RSI perspective, yes, we do have bearish divergence here, but I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if we saw like this come down a little bit, maybe off the 60, and we came up and had a lower high here, but a higher high in price. And then this was like a more dramatic or a more true form of bearish divergence. Maybe it doesn't even go that high. Maybe it only goes like to here, you know, and the bearish divergence is like that. But I would expect that we see one more leg up, gives us a more significant form of bearish divergence. And yeah. Right now, that's all speculation. It hasn't happened yet. This is just kind of an idea based on things that I've seen before and what price is doing now. This is kind of like the perspective that I'm getting. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But right now, holding the 0.069 as resistance, to me, definitely signals that we're at least going to go down to the 382, at least the 236, but probably at least the 382, if not lower. And if you don't know my style, I'm not the person that likes to buy at the bottom. I like to buy above the bottom. I might call the low. But I would never buy the low. If I'm buying the low, it's lucky, because if I identify this as the low, I want to buy up here. Because I want to get in it, you know, I want to get in it. And if that's where I think the low is going to be, I use that kind of as my like stop loss indicator, right? If I'm going to buy at the 382 or slightly above it, a drop down to the 618, that's about a 5% drop, and that would be enough to convince me, you know, if we went below that on a closing basis, that'd be enough to convince me it's time to get out, cut my losses, get out there. And that's much nicer than buying higher and having that drop be like a 7% drop, or buying at that same price here and waiting for it to go 10% down. You know, you got to have rules and stick with them. It would really suck if I bought here, Bitcoin went just below this, it actually closed just below this, and then I sold and then it tore up. But that kind of stuff can happen too, man. The most experienced traders, I guarantee you, you know, I heard someone say this once, I don't remember who it was in the trading world, but they said, you know, the better you get at trading, the bigger your losses are going to be, because you're going to make more money. The more money you stack, the bigger your losses you are going to have. And you need those losses to humble you sometimes. You need to miss moves sometimes to humble you, or to get you to pay more attention to it. And the only way that you wouldn't benefit from those kind of mistakes is if you don't admit it to yourself. You know, if like whenever I was bearish down here, you know, seeing this move, if I was like, oh, it's a double top, Like there's still bearish hope like that, and it could be a double top. It really could be, but I think calling it a double top, especially with this bounce off the 50, with how strong of a move this is, with the increasing volume that we're seeing on the daily, being in the overbought zone like this, like I think if you're bearish up here, man, you're in denial. Personally, that's what I think. We have seen some of the most spectacular price action that we've seen since March. I don't think that this is coincidence. Breaking this trend line here, just like straight through it, man. And then on Bitcoin for sure, I would say that breaking this 618 like this on the first pass, to me, that is significant enough to consider it to consider extensions. It might not, but we did break above the 886. We closed below it. We could turn around from here. I know Pepe and XMR went right to their 886. Isn't that crazy, man? Like Bitcoin, XMR, and Pepe. The only reason I know that is because I did TA on all of them just now, but they all went to their 886 basically. Pepe and XMR, they look more bearish to me. I would expect that they roll over, but Bitcoin, I'm bullish on, not just because of the price action, but if you go to BTC.D for the dominance is in a breakout phase of its own. As I say that, it goes red on the daily. But it just broke out of this. I think the dominance will climb. Altcoins will probably sell. What are they going to sell into? It's going to be one of two things, dollars or Bitcoin. If even half the altcoins out there or a quarter of the altcoins sell into Bitcoin, it will probably pump the price up. And that's really why I think we do have one more leg up. It's because of this dominance and because Bitcoin in itself does look bullish. If the dominance continues to climb but Bitcoin flips red, we see some dramatic downside, that'd be very bad for alts. It's better for alts that Bitcoin's going up and the dominance is going up, because that means alts can just chill or go up less. They're not going to see a dramatic decline. Whereas if the dominance was going up and Bitcoin was losing price, that would be very bad for alts. But yeah, that's probably all I got for you guys on this video. If you like the content, leave a like and subscribe. I might find some more stuff here real quick. Let's just see again, from this. I know I've drawn these fibs before in previous videos. Yeah, man, right here, you hit the 618 already. I would expect that, short of this being a partial decline and we have just like a straight rejection off of this area, which is possible. It's not what I'm calling for. It's not what I expect. But short of that happening, I would expect that the next time we come up to this 618, we're going to break through it, and we'll probably see price go to the 0.69 or the 786, which again is anywhere from about 34K to 38K, somewhere in that range, maybe even higher. But I would more expect price to go around 34K personally. That's kind of my prediction at the moment. And yeah, that's all I got, guys. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. Very much appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you very much. I make these videos every day. I do requests. If you have a coin or a stock or anything, man, that you feel like I could answer or you just want my perspective on, I am more than happy to answer that. I've said this before, and I'll probably continue to say it as long as this channel's small. But this is special, man. Like I get to interact with all of you guys. Anyone who's commenting and just like making an effort to talk to me, I will make an effort to talk to you. I don't know what I just did there. Oops. Can you guys see me still? Yeah, you can see me still. Okay, so, but it's a special opportunity here, man. I don't even have 100 subscribers, and even whenever I have over 100 subscribers, it's still going to be small enough where I can really pay attention to what everybody's asking. I don't have a whole lot of noise. I would assume that, I've got some people that I follow and some people who are new friends who have thousands of subscribers. I would assume that it's very hard to kind of keep up with the noise at that point, and I'm not excited for that. I really enjoy the fact that I can just kind of pay attention to everybody and have like an actual interaction with you guys. It's special, man. It's very special. So I think while we have this, while it is special, take advantage of it. Leave a comment, leave a request. I will do it. I have no problem doing it. It's nice to see what you guys like to think. Maybe there's a coin or something that I haven't thought of or looked at, and you guys teach me something or like show me something new. Ethan, man, Ethan Gallstead, I never knew about the Grayscale trusts with Bitcoin Cash, and just through his comments, through your comments, man, and then watching your videos. Like, if you guys haven't seen Ethan Gallstead, you should check him out, man. He's great. But like these grayscale trusts and just this kind of stuff, this is really cool. And I would have never known about that if it wasn't for the interactions that I'm having with you guys. And that's all. You know, I know it's at the end of the video. I know probably a lot of people aren't watching this part, but for everybody who is, everybody who isn't, I'm very grateful for all of you guys, and can't say it enough, man. I really appreciate it. And I want to hit on that point one more time. This is a special time where we can have these interactions, man, where it is easier to pay attention to every single comment. And I read every comment, man. I will do my best to read every comment, even whenever I have like thousands of subscribers. If I ever get to thousands of subscribers or millions of subscribers, whatever. I doubt, you know, if I hit 1 million subscribers, that'd be crazy. You know, that's like BitBoy status. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but right now I'm looking at 100. I'm really excited to hit 100, and I'm just excited to be here and do all this stuff and yada yada yada, man. More of the same stuff. Thank you guys all for watching. Have a very good day. Again, I think Bitcoin will go down just a little bit. I'm preparing a buy myself, but I don't think that this is the end of the move. I bet we go up a little bit higher. As altcoins sell off, they will probably sell off into Bitcoin, pumping the price a little bit higher, and then we'll see some kind of consolidation, like we did, you know, here, like we did here. You know, even on the moves down, we saw some consolidation. You know, we'll see just little bits of consolidation after this next move up, I think, which is going to come probably in the next week, like within the next week or within the next 2 weeks. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful night. Take care. Bye-bye.